By living in the United States, we have been overwhelmingly exposed to racism.
We face the difficulties of today and tomorrow.
They have to divide us up, and they have to pit us against each other.
I still have a dream.
Anti-racist baby is bred, not born.
So it is psychological manipulation of our children to adopt a social justice ideology.
Anti-racist baby is raised to make society transform.
When you say how do you make the staff buy in, we first have to have a vision and a mission.
Change is required. Action is demanded.
To abolish racism, value social justice, and respect human dignity.
Babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist.
Questions have also been raised if the district is promoting critical race theory through its SEL lessons and curriculum. This is not happening. It is not true.
This idea is essential to discussing with students.
Black Lives Matter is more than political. It is a social and humanitarian cause about which every student will be forming a personal position.
Going to be able to open up and discuss race in the classroom, they must understand that even if they are a good person, it is still possible and even likely that they have done and said something that was racist.
Black Lives Matter. Speak out against institutional racism.
We strongly advocate for educational equity.
We will learn, apply, teach anti-racism. It requires action.
Eventually, and it will not take very long, we will have a complete revolution of America.
The vocabulary of segregationist, assimilationist, and anti-racist are all terms derived from Dr. Kendi and Jason Reynolds.
I accept the Nobel Prize for Peace.
Assimilationists believe that all races should be equal, but that one race may need to make adjustments in order to fit into the dominant, aka white culture.
At a moment when 22 million Negroes of the United States
Martin Luther King Jr. followed in these footsteps as seeking acceptance from the white community by assimilating into their cultural norms.
are engaged in a creative battle.
MLK was able to achieve this by always appearing with clothing and hygiene that was consistent with white culture through highly educated language and nonviolent behavior.
To end the long night of racial injustice.
Because of MLK's assimilist nature, it is not a coincidence that Martin Luther King is the black leader who has made his way into our history books.
This is an attack on Americans. This is an attack on Christians.
He was viewed as non-threatening and able to assimilate into the white dominant culture.
So that's why Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, can now be called racists.
Yeah, Frederick Douglass. Yeah, absolutely.
It's an attack on our children because it is putting them in a position to believe only one way.
To be anti-racist is the ultimate goal. However, it is nearly impossible to completely rid yourself of all the subconscious beliefs and systems that have been embedded into your worldview.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism.
Our teachers are predominantly white. Our school policies and rules are written in favor of a white dominant culture.
In order to have a Marxist revolution throughout history, that is how they do it.
The issue of race may cause white people to feel guilty. To acknowledge that racism exists means that white privilege exists.
I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality.
When you go vote this November, you may choose to cast your vote for a person who opposes racism. In that moment, you're being anti-racist.
The children have to think like this to get along, or they will not fit in.
But then you may subconsciously lock your doors in a neighborhood that makes you feel uncomfortable. And now you have moved closer to an assimilationist location on the spectrum.
Don't ever let anybody tell you that Indiana's racist, that Carmel's racist, that because you're a white person, that you don't know this and you don't know that. These people that are pushing it, they're loons.
This is why right temporarily defeated is stronger than evil triumphant.
sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream